Let's give it up for the first two acts. If you saw them, they're both amazing. Moriarty, Gloria Brandil. And now we have kind of a change gears sort of situation here. He was very elusive about what's actually going to go on, which you think make it easier to announce him, but actually now I have to make something up. So, I don't know, you may remember him from his brief stint playing keyboards for the Grateful Dead in the late 90s.
Yeah!
And then, of course, that pilgrimage to Mecca with Malcolm X. And now he's here tonight to present something. It's something in the poetry vein. I don't know if it'll be his own or others or other people telling other people's poetry, but that's what we're about to get, and it's going to be awesome. Are you guys ready for the next act here tonight?
Yeah!
Please give it up for Bernard King Presents.
Yeah!
Our first reader tonight will be Joe Yoga.
Of course.
Federico, you're on deck. Caroline, double deck. Edward, bat and cleanup.
Bat and cleanup?
These are some rare Bernard King poems that I found while going through his attic.
You're brave.
Yeah, thank you very much. I am brave. And I'm handsome too.
Of course.
Obviously.
Hot, not handsome.
Hot, I'm brave. I'm clever. I am photogenic.
Humble.
Thank you very much.
You're humble.
I am humble.
Tall.
I am humble. This one is called My Name is Bernard King, and my shoes are size 14.
Yeah.
I'm trapped in the vines of things that grow on vines. I snack on the fruits of the vines that trap, choke, wrap, and otherwise constrict. Well, what comes next but thorns and assimilation? They get you, but unfortunately they take you too. They raise you through several planets' airs and make you life, and you make them stairs. Now I'm trapped in the vines of vines that grow on buildings, splayed against cool brick like an artistic curiosity that is not breaking through the noise. Co-eds walk under me in the fall with their sweaters and their hormones and their whole pink lives ahead of them. I'm trapped in the vines of things that grow on vines, predicting the subtle pain in your side, the fingertips that pat your skin for scratches and prepare you to be studied under the light of the insurgent moon. Thank you. This is called My Name is Bernard King, and I was born with a turtle shell.
Wow.
I know, they make no sense. Every single poem I found this is like your blue period, right, Bernard?
That's from the acid
Like
years.
late 70s, I think. But every single poem starts, or is called, My Name is Bernard King and something. Very strange. Who knows the enigma that is Bernard King? If only he were up here to read his own poetry. I informed him that if he wanted to come up and read his own poetry, it would be a chance for him to make everything right again. He declined. There's still two more if you want. You can come up after this one, or you can stop me now. Because you still could make everything right again.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care.
Well, clearly he doesn't care. You've read his poetry. I'm lying with my back against the wall, drunkenly flipping music, chasing beers with beers, being generally garrulous and a hand clapping good cheer. Next thing I know, I'm looking for my coat in a bar and all my friends are gone and I don't know why I'm here in the first place. It's dark and loud and confusing and happens too much, and it's morning, then night, and then everything's gone. Later, I am left eating grease, drinking coffee, leaning sick against buildings, trying to sort out the texts, trying to remember how I got home in the purple light. This one is called My Name is Bernard King and I Have No Soul. It's your last chance to make things right. I'll count to 5 in my head. Actually, I'm counting back from 5 to 1. But... Just so you know, now things can never be made right. When we stare at each other like this, it becomes pretty clear that neither one of us has a clue where this is going. Right now, it's here at the Westway Diner, and everything since you dropped your bomb, everything since you reached out blindly, desperately into the screaming hiss and found me, I am sympathetic as that once saved me too. Fuck it. Everything since I was born, everything since the universe said, fuck it, I'm not waiting any longer, and bang! I too am sympathetic, this method having served me well in the past. And by the way, everything has brought me here to you at breakfast, your walnut pancakes, my confused, exhausted brain pounding, having never seen a creature quite like you.
Up next, Federico Osberg. Caroline, you're on deck. Edward, double deck. Cannonball Staff and bat cleanup.
Oh, hey there. So Bernard told me he was going to have his own poems. Then at the last minute, he told me that he wasn't able to have them here. But now Joe just read some Bernard poems, so I feel like an asshole for reading my own. I don't know what happened. But let's do this. Okay, so this first one is called Why Would Werewolves Worship Waffles? And it's already going really well. So I need it's got a lot of W's in it. So I need people to just suggest words that start with the letter W, and I'll write them in.
Wiggle. Wiener.
Wiggle. Okay, wait. One at a time. All right. Okay, wiggle. Wiener.
Wombat.
Wombats. I like wombats.
Wanton.
Okay.
Wonton.
Okay, I'll try to get those in. Let's see. All right.
Yes.
Weeping.
Bernard Wing.
Okay. What? Where were we? Why was Wendy whispering? Where? What was winking? Werewolves? Why weren't we warned? Were werewolves worshipping waffles? Why would werewolves worship waffles? Where were we? Were we welcome? Where was Walter? Walter! Walter was wearing wooden whiskers. Why would Walter wear wooden whiskers? When would we wake? We wondered. We were writing. When we wrote, words would wiggle wildly without warning. Who was wrecking walls? Why were we wet? Were we wiping windows? Why were we wiping windows? Whales? Whistling well? Why were we witnessing whales whistling well while wiping windows? What wacky world were we wandering where werewolves would worship waffles? Where walruses wear waterproof wigs? Where wasps without wings waltz woozily whenever waitresses whip watermelons? Where wrestling warthogs wallop wealthy wallabies? Wait! Who was waving? Witches? Which witches? Witty witches? Which witty witches? Whichever witty witches we wish. Well, wonderful. We want warm-headed witches who won't waste watercolors. We want water-skiing witches who won't wax wombats. What? Wasting wishes? We were wasting wishes? Well, whatever. Wait. What were we witnessing? Why weren't woodpeckers working wistfully with wrenches? Why weren't walnuts wearing willowy waistcoats? Why weren't werewolves worshipping waffles? Where were we weakening? Were we wakening? Where were we? When we woke, we wondered why. We wondered where, we wondered what, we wondered who would wastefully write words without W.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's all downhill from there, because let's see. Okay, so surely you don't work all night. Why am I 55 already? When did I decide I was ready to retire and be all bent out of shape because my wife keeps asking me what I want for dinner? There must be a moon outside the window, so I thank the gods that it's closed. Something to wonder about, something not to fuck up. Nobody gazes amazed at the sun, and nobody tells it to cook whatever the hell it feels like eating either. And live your own life, goddammit. Her mother's outside the room pretending to sew next to the kitchen, where the ice for the whiskey resides. Old smuggler's in my room. She thinks she's got one up on me, but little does she know about the pleasures of iceless whiskey. Like buying a tiger instead of a dog. And here I sit, with a whiskey I can't pet. Some say gutless. I'll just say I'm not paying rent while I look for my gut blindly with my hands. And she surely doesn't work all night. I'll ask her to get me a glass of ice when she comes back. I like dogs when they don't lick me. And the last one is called Guggenheimen.
Nice.
All three of them are really different. Reuben broke my hymen at the Guggenheim in 1994 and left my hiney sore. Observing a de Kooning, young Reuben saw me swooning. Quite soon my skimpy bra fell limply in his claw. His nails, they needed grooming as his pinky started spooning. He'd indent me out so gently, and I thought the room was empty. Yet that kinky old Renoir says Kandinsky thinks he saw. Right then Reuben put his stake in and the painting started shaking. All the colors from the Pollock mixed with those of Francis Bacon. Oh dear God, what trouble I'm in. I called out while he was climbing up inside me. Something tore. My hymen was no more. Oh the shame and oh the timing. I thought about my boyfriend Simon. He would meet me almost weekly. He just promised me a diamond. Would he check? Would he inspect and find the wreck that was my hymen, dripping drops of my lost purity? Would he see it as maturity? Or would my art museum scandal fill my man with insecurities? Now I was hardly feeling bridal, try depressed or suicidal. What if Simon was to see me walking down the downward spiral of the Guggenheim, and oh my Reuben, oh my Simon. Now I was torn between the two, the screwdriver and the screw. A tool's no good without a lover. You can't use one without the other. But that's what I had to do. In the end, I stuck with Reuben. He's the one who stuck his tube in. He didn't know shit about art, but he was cute, and he was Cuban.
Yeah.
Caroline Coco, please report to the stage. Edward, you're on deck. Cannonball, double deck. Gloria, bat and cleanup.
Okay. All right.
This is Bernard King Presents.
Okay. Oh my god. I'm so short. Wow, I'll just like tippy toe to be like a challenge. So this is a poem by everyone's Antifolk crush, Joe Yoga.
Yeah!
It's mine. I'm sorry.
Where are those hot dogs at?
Yeah, where the hot dog? The way it is. Diseased, entitled person, uncured mind, cold and empty and tired, and lean against all your brick. When I don't even want to, when I can't even feel it. In between songs, I move from car to car. I run into friends. I hand out dollar bills. I close my eyes and try to remember where all this came from. The source, I know I come from the source to where I will return. Sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. Tonight I feel crashed. Yesterday I felt small and pitiable. Tomorrow I am anticipating radio, silence. I will sit on my couch and consume all these moments like little scraps of paper to be had for a price too great, too far, too separate. And I just found a poem I wrote during my NYU days. Brew of the Blues. We wear loneliness like old trees, our secret parts of ash and dust. We are from the same brass, like old trees, our secret parts, valves, fresh flesh and dissonance. From the same brass, we capture jazz at our fingertips, valves, flesh and dissonance of ash and dust. We capture jazz at our fingertips, we wear loneliness. Thank you.
Woo! Edward Pankov to the stage, please. Edward Pankov. Cannonball Stem, and you're on deck. Gloria, double deck. JJ Hayes, bat and cleanup. You're at Bernardi Presents.
His brain melts.
Woo! Drink up.
Oh my. This brain melt. I have a poem. It's called Anal Retentive. My fudge has been packed rather tight. I packed it all day and I packed it all night. I packed it all day and I packed it all night. Yes, I use my fudge to seal the cracks, of which I find to be too tight, so in return, I sometimes lack the ability to be alright. I packed Ebola in that hole, mixed it with some gorgonzola, a dash of pesto and a secret spice. 'Tis a dangerous fudge. I pack all night. An affinity for slack is something that you must retract, or else be smacked by this attack of this excellent fudge, contracted to kick your fucking ass. Alright? Tonight, you will die by fudge. Ethically sourced and morally right. And release the burden fury that's kept my heart alight. You won't be seeing much of me soon enough. This is how you do it.
Today, in the last couple of days, there was something I read on the news. Like the whole thing about the definition of anxiety is worrying about something that isn't there. So, I don't know, like, why the fuck would I worry about this fucking floor or this guitar? Like air?
Cannonball Statman to the stage. Gloria Bangiola, you're on deck. JJ Hayes, bat and cleanup. Here, Bernard King presents.
My name is Bernard King. And at night in skyscraper New York, a bullet rings through the air, through landscapes of dirt and vast panoramas of lazy eyes. There is something else behind these walls and doors leading into breakfast at night in skyscraper New York. A party emerges in skyscraper New York. The lonely club singer becomes physically demented, but the man behind the wall was dying in a room of saturated blues and smoke illuminated by black and white camera flashes from photographers in tuxedos at night in skyscraper New York. A hospital at night in skyscraper New York is fluorescent greens and whitened walls. A man in a gown loses all character inside of him at the sight misarranged, but manages to remain calm in front of doctors, campaigning for the expert of infants to march in their doors at night in skyscraper New York. He died on the street last night in skyscraper New York, filled by the messages on the billboard starring signs of the apocalypse and silver screen dreams of a last chance at the road to fame through the back entrance of the theater where the rocket ship went off. And the ashes of high-end videotapes of the crash sent everyone back to bed, a memorable moment in the days of looking out the window into a golden sky. But he was no more, his soul sinking into the stained cement and the raindrops in the mud, into the frames with mouths wide open, the bluest sky from the oceans of his entire life. My name is Bernard King, and a patient on Ward 13 South at Mayrev Hospital Center told me that in the fall of 2007 our world was taken hostage by an evil being from another dimension. I nodded and stared into his exposed stomach, which quaked in fear of his dissociated mind. Ward 13 South is an adult psychiatric unit. I was given pills of various shapes and sizes with the presumed intention of adjusting the temperature of my mind to a state of maximum warmth. When the pills proved ineffective, I turned in a 72-hour letter to the director of the hospital and I was promptly discharged. It was advised that I have no further contact with anyone I'd met on the unit. What happens on 13 South stays on 13 South. Through their many failed attempts to adjust the temperature of my mind, the doctors on Ward 13 South proved themselves to be both weak and incompetent as human beings and medical professionals. And though my mind remains a steady temperature of 12 degrees Fahrenheit, far lower than that of the average American, I was often noted for the warm presence I brought to the otherwise cold and clinical environment of the unit. In the hours leading up to my discharge, I borrowed a number 2 pencil from the nurse's station. And in an empty space on the wall in the 4-bedded room I'd called home the past 10 days, I wrote, I have reached the other side! And the grass is now greener than from within the confines of your prison! My mind is cold! And I am somebody. My name is Bernard King, and woof. 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 Woof, 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 woof. Arf, arf, woof. Meow. Kato, kodo. Woof.
Gloria Bangiola, please report to the stage. JJ Hayes, you're on deck.
really don't know how to follow that. Except to be really, really quiet. So I will be. First I'm going to read one of my own, and then I'll read one by the famous Joey Yoga, who everybody loves, as was previously mentioned. Today we drive home from the Sunshine State. Grab the bags, don't bother to dress or wash, pack the car. By 4:15 we are up and leaving, the thank you note propped up on my friend's counter by a red Solo cup. Racing toward our native evergreens through Appalachia, the road runs on with us, indifferent to the changing scenery. Tropical breezes exchange for swamplands and the smell of garbage. Trees draped with foliage like rags on old lady limbs, they seem odd amidst parking lots and gas stations, like ghosts haunting millennial housing developments. I drive for eternity. Really just 4 hours with a break in the middle, weed at McDonald's. I like a truck driver because truck drivers eat a lot. Oatmeal, bacon, egg and cheese, biscuit, and coffee. Then back to the road and the mamas and the papas. Monday, Monday. 8 a.m. and Oren takes over. I wake up in the back seat and we are in Georgia, pulling off at noon into a subway. Standing in line, I realize I am the weirdo with my East Coast accent. I smile and ask the cashier for a water bottle. After half a turkey sandwich and some chips, I'm playing pilot again, gunning up the spine of Georgia, trailer parks whizzing by in Atlanta's shadow. I've never traveled south of the Mason-Dixon line. My dad's love of all things Johnny Cash is my closest encounter with Dixieland, and here it is. Where is the story tree? The riot? The dogged freedom fighters? Where is the quaint courtroom and the town meeting? Not even one gun-clad man on horseback? I must have missed the sign for Graceland. No music, no simple truths. All I see are shiny buildings, a lot of poverty, and the swamps hanging between. Am I supposed to yell now? Is this the part where I yell? Ah! Okay, I'm done. That's it. That's all I had. All right. This is Joey Yoga. It's called Bernard King, The Circus from Hands. Drums with their arrows are actually inside my ear. I can't not think of you as I shift and straighten myself in the angular subway bench pod. I adjust. Cowboy hat guy in the all-black paces on the other side of the turnstile waiting for a text. The other side fills too soon. Your other plans, whatever they were, have sunk in, all 3 rings obsolete. Tokens for cards, booths for cameras, clerks for cars. Everything rising, everything changing, finally. It's only been 10 minutes. Long enough to write a song, long enough to say the things I need you to say to me. A violent bleat fills the air and takes that from me.
Our last reader, Bernard King presents. Please welcome JJ Hayes.
Yeah.
Stage Ryan.
Oh my God, Ryan's playing piano.
Carolyn just orgasmed.
I know, right?
Mara says the yellow bittern is extinct. This form of words for that form of life, that arrangement of vivified molecules, I will never see. vivified complex of molecules, referred by me with the word. Mara says the yellow bittern is extinct. The sparrow looks up, the sparrow looks down, the sparrow looks left and right. The sparrow has a hidden nest. The sparrow makes believe it is nowhere near its hidden nest. Science fiction. Pew, 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 pew. The cardinal sings, the sparrow looks up and down. The sparrow makes believe it's not near its nest. The sparrow makes believe it's not near its nest. I make believe I am not near my nest. I read the Victorian cardinal. I wonder, is it extinct? Is all this just a reference to a complex of molecules, long gone, long lost in the Irish mist? A Darwinian connection never to be seen, meaningless, non-essential. I look up, I look down, I have a secret nest. I look left, I look right, I have a secret nest.
Yeah.
A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. That was Bernard King Presents. Heard from Joe Yoga, Federico Osbury, Caroline Cotto, Edward Penkoff, Cannonball Stabbin, Gloria Bengiola, and JJ Hayes.